That's not good. We have a blank screen where we should have... Oh goodness, why have we got a blank screen? Hello, hello, hello. I don't want to write a comment. Well, that didn't happen before. That was all beautiful. I don't even know if you can see or hear me. Got no indication that this is working. Oh, yes, I do. Oh, there we are. Okay, there I am. All right. Hello, hello, hello. Yeah, I think we are live. Woo! Okay. That was a little scary there for a moment. I thought I had a blank screen. So, welcome. We're just coming up for the top of the hour, so I will hold off on starting the program proper until that moment, in case anybody comes or shows up. If you're watching this live, or if you do turn up and watch this live, thank you very much, and welcome. And if you watch this on recording, thank you very much for that too. Obviously, if you do watch live, feel free to post in what I used to call a chat box when I'm doing webinars, but the comment box, I guess. Okay, so I believe this is how it works. So I say that with some trepidation, because this is the first time I've used this particular software to broadcast, to broadcast on anything, let alone Facebook. So as you can see, the idea is that you can see me and a set of slides. And what's going to happen is when I see the slides, I won't be able to see that little screen that you can see. So if you do post, I've got another screen open, but it doesn't seem to be showing what this post. So I was hoping that I'd be able to watch the live recording and you. Anyway, I'm going to stop rambling and get on with it. So what I will do is I will go through the slides and probably dip in and out so that I can see if there are comments as we go along. So first of all, thank you very much for being here. I'm Trevor Emden, and what I'm going to do is open up these slides, and you will see the slides and not me. Well, you will see me, but I can't see me. So this is how to get lots more people buying from you without selling to them. And what this is really about is the power of words. And this is what I'm intending to be the first of a series of broadcasts, which I'm going to do at the same time every Friday from now on. It's 6 p.m. here in the UK, Friday 6 p.m. So I'm going to keep it at that time unless people tell me it's, well, it'll never be right for everybody. But if a lot of people tell me it doesn't work for them, so I've done it this time because it's that's 6 p.m. in the UK. People have finished work. It's 1 p.m. in New York, so hopefully people want to watch on the East Coast of America in that time zone. It's maybe lunchtime. It's 10 a.m. in California, and something between the two in the middle of America. So I'm aware of that. I'm really sorry if you're in Asia or Australia. I know it's much later in the night or even in the early morning. But wherever I am in the world, it has to be late and early for somebody. So this is the best I could do. So wise marketing. Marketing wisdom made easy. The idea is that we will peek under the hood of marketing in order to get understanding rather than lots and lots of techniques. Now, it has to be a bit techniquey. I have to mix and match a bit. But I think once we understand how something works, then it's so much easier to apply a principle. So understanding makes it easy. That's my theory anyway. If you have a comment about that, be delighted to see it or hear it. So let's go into the program proper. I'm going to be about 15-20 minutes with you. That's my plan. So I'm not going to keep you long. I want to keep these short and pithy and to the point, but give you something you can actually take away and use. So here's a paradox. Do you hate being sold to? Now, I did actually do this presentation in front of a live audience with that slide, and some people seem to think that they wouldn't mind buying from that guy, but to me personally, he looks like the archetypal second-hand car dealer that I would run, not walk from, in the opposite direction. But each to their own, I say. So, do you hate being sold to, and do you buy stuff? Because if you hate being sold to, but you buy stuff, what is going on? What's the difference between when you buy something and when you hate having it sold to you? Even though, the thing is, I don't know about you, but I've actually said no to offers because I didn't like the salesperson, even though I might have otherwise bought the product or service, whatever it was, in my time. You've probably done the same. So my question to you is, have you ever bought from an advert or a salesperson, or because of some promotion, or maybe, buy one, get one free? I'm trying to look on the other screen to see why I can't see this broadcast, because if I could see it, I'd be able to see if you're making comments, but it's not showing up here. It shows up on my main computer, but not here. So, join. Maybe I can. No. Alright, so, keep going. So, here's a point to ponder. Communication causes cash. Communication causes cash. What's important is how you communicate. Now, my background is in NLP, which is neuro-linguistic programming, and I learned that because I was in the mental health field and I was learning it as a psychotherapy. So at the time, I had a different perspective on it. But part of that role that I had was to train other people, and psychotherapy is all about communication anyway. So when I see or hear some marketing, if it doesn't hit the right note, I'm pretty sensitive to it. I notice this isn't working, and I can usually tell pretty quickly why a bit of communication isn't working. So today I'm going to talk to you about something that comes from NLP, a concept that comes from NLP called nominalizations. They're just words, and they're words you can't put in a wheelbarrow. That's how I was taught to understand them. So what nominalizations do is they make pictures in your head and they elicit emotions. Now, there are literally hundreds of thousands, probably millions of them in our language, and goodness knows how many in other languages. But here are a handful. Just notice as I scroll through this list, I'm going to do it pretty quickly because of time, but just notice what pops into your head, what feelings you get from these words. And of course, there's no context to them either. So if they're actually written in an email or in a blog post or a Facebook post, a tweet even, they could have a lot more power. But just to have a look at these. Dazzling, elegant, at the speed of light. It doesn't have to be one word, it can be a phrase as well. Whoosh. Now, I like that kind of onomatopoeic, I suppose it is, that kind of word, if it's a word, because it's not really a word. It's the point we get to when we really can't express in words anymore an experience, and it's just, well, it was like, wow, or ugh, that kind of thing. So we make a noise to express a feeling. Those are more difficult, obviously, to write down, but we immediately get an idea of what the person means. Powerful, light-hearted, head-turning, rejuvenating, Natural goodness. Seen that in a few ads? Pure. And that one. Hearty. What does that conjure up? Conjures up, for me, like broth in the winter. Good hearty soups and broths with chunks of vegetables and potatoes in, and a roaring fire on a really cold winter's day. People wrapped in big chunky woolly blankets and that kind of thing. A hearty meal. But maybe for you something else. But immediately there's images come to mind. Feel brand new. All kinds of stuff that comes up. Now, if you're scared of selling, I did a little bit of research and I thought, how can I show you what happens when you try to avoid selling, right? Because if you're in business, money has to change hands, which means your buyers are being sold to in some way. You can't avoid selling itself, but there are ways of doing it that aren't actually selling to them, and they are not going up to someone going, hey, would you like one of these? It's only so and so, it's a bargain today, madam, it's going to be twice the price tomorrow. That's selling, right? But if you're scared of doing that, you might end up with a website that looks a bit like this. Now, this is I deliberately edited out whose website this is, and the writing's perfectly good, but that's the landing page of someone's website. It's a life coach of some kind, and it's just I thought it was a well-written school essay, but that's what you'd see. And actually, I don't know how big the screen is that you're looking at, but what I can see is reasonably easy to read. But in fact, on the web page, it's tiny print as well. But just look at it. We all experience life's unexpected events, whether good, bad, or indifferent, and it can come at any age. Well, it doesn't really mean anything, does it? It doesn't say anything. But there's nothing telling you. There's nothing to grab your emotion, and it's just a chunk of words. It's a school essay. Let's have a look at another one. Now, that one is, again, the text really is far too small. I can just about read that from where I'm sitting, but I doubt whether you can. And that illustration, in case you can't see what it is supposed to be a half full or half empty glass of water. But that's it. And again, just a chunk of text. Now, this one's had a better try. They've got some buttons to share on social media, and the headline, which is also tiny, what will I provide as your life coach? Which may well be the kind of question that might be in the visitor's mind when they get there. But then the description is pretty nondescript. A non-judgmental, objective partner whose only agenda is your personal development and success. Nah. Doesn't mean a thing. No emotional capture there. And there was something else. There was no call to action here. There was no way of knowing what to do next. I don't remember seeing how to get in touch with the person. So, still trying to find my own video. Oh, there I am. Finally. Hey. So there we go. At least I know the slides are working now. That's reassuring. I can see it. All right. So, why do people buy anything? They don't buy it on the basis of that kind of information, do they? So, if you actually go back to basics, like why would you buy clothes? Because the objective of clothes surely is to keep us, maybe to keep our dignity, and also to keep us warm. But a sack would do, right? So why do we have all these fashion chains and fashion stores and online fashion stores and so on, right? But we do, don't we? There's a lot more to it than just, I need to keep warm and covered up. Why do we buy nice cars? Any old jalopy will get you from A to B as long as it's legal and its motor runs. It's got a steering wheel and the engine's connected to the wheels. It'll go, won't it? But we know that every day people are buying Bentleys and Rolls Royces and Ferraris and and everything else. So this one, oh my goodness. I've taught a lot of people how to stop smoking, thousands actually. Why do people buy them? Why do people still buy cigarettes and tobacco-related products? And it's becoming socially unacceptable, at least over here in the UK, to even do it. But they still sell. So why do we buy anything? Now, I'm not going to go into the psychology of smoking too much here, but it's counterintuitive to the others. Clothes and cars and cigarettes. Clothes and cars are in one category, cigarettes in a category of their own because they're addictive, right? So there's a different psychology behind it. But nevertheless, people still buy them despite logically knowing that they don't want to smoke. And in fact, when I've taught smokers, when I've run my stop smoking groups, the first question I ask them is it intelligent to smoke? And they'll all say, no. So I say, is it stupid to smoke? And they all say, yeah. And then I say, are you stupid then? And they look very confused because they're not stupid people. They're very intelligent people. And the reason that I want to point that out to them, and I want to point it out to you right now, is because we don't buy based on intellect or intelligence to a great degree. In fact, I think the more I think about this, I think it's probably pretty much 100%. We buy everything based on emotion. Everything. So, our objectives as marketers, because if you're in business, you have to do some marketing. You have to do some. Whether you like it or not, you're doing it. Just by telling people you're in business, that's marketing. Oh, really? What do you do? And then you've got to say something that explains your business. And ideally, you'd want to say it in a way that makes whoever's asked you at least interested enough to want to know, oh, tell me more, or where's your business card, or what's your website, or how can I find out more, or I've got a friend who could really do with whatever you sell or do, right? So as soon as you open your mouth about what you do for a living, if you have a business, you're marketing. So we want to solve a problem. We want to create rapport. They need to feel that you understand them. You understand their problems and their pain. So you're going to solve that problem or pain. You want to stay focused on them, not you or your company or product. And you want to keep them, if it's a sales copy you're writing, so this is I'm talking about writing mostly, but if you want to keep them reading or listening if you're talking to them, or watching if it's a video, and make it interesting to them, right? So right now, they're not in love with you, are they? They're not interested in you. Hey, you'll never guess what I did. I read someone's profile on a website the other day, and she looks like she's very, very capable and successful woman, but she was saying how she got qualified, how she's achieved this, that, and the other in her life, even how she, by use of willpower alone, lost quite a bit of weight. And I'm thinking, good on you, but how does that help me? What are you going to do for me? And I was reading it with a marketer's eye, not as a potential customer, but if I had been a potential customer, I think I would probably have clicked away many paragraphs before. So make it interesting to them, make it about them, what you can do for them. The fact that she lost a lot of weight and did it that particular way may have been worth a mention, but then she has to say how that relates to what she can do for you. And she was kind of getting there, but it was taking too long. Get them to take action. So that's one of your objectives, right? There's no point just saying, hey, I've got a fantastic business. Like that second website with the glass of half full glass, there was nothing to do. I didn't know how to contact that person. So I don't know how much traffic it was getting, but they weren't getting any business out of it because I think there was probably a contact page, but it certainly wasn't on that page. It was quite hard to hunt for. So you need to get them to take action. Buy my stuff, join my mailing list, whatever, and then buy my stuff. So let's do a little experiment here. And if you're watching live, I can see there's a couple of people watching live. You can put it in the box below. I think I can see it. I don't know if I can see the comment box or not. Don't know why. I'm getting a strange version of the screen. Anyway, which of these makes you want to find out more? A, B, or C? And there's no real right answer. There's not certainly no wrong answers. So A is, imagine how different your life will be when you own a blue widget. B, think about it. A blue widget could change your life in so many ways. Or C, picture how enthralling your life will be with a satisfying blue widget. Now, I think for me there's a clear worst option. And let's see if I get any comments. Okay, so okay, oh hi, Aaron here. Okay, cool. C is the one that you like best, James says, and Aaron, hi, C. Okay, now I can see the comments. Hooray! But yes, C, of course, Aaron says. So picture how enthralling your life will be with a satisfying blue widget, because that makes you. It's still not brilliantly written, but and we don't actually know what blue widgets are or what they do. So I've taken all context away. There's no color on the page, nothing there to give you any clue about it. But think about it is probably the worst one. I think B is the worst one, because a sack wouldn't make you feel confident. Yes, Aaron, I'm now seeing the comments. Hey! Yeah, a sack wouldn't make you feel confident. That's going back a couple of slides. But yes, absolutely. So it's a feeling issue there. Thank you. It's a feeling issue there. So, yes. So imagine how different your life will be when you own a blue widget. It's kind of, it's halfway there. It's like telling you to imagine. But it's not quite as strong as picture how enthralling your life will be. Because what does enthralling mean to you? I have no idea. I know what it means to me, I guess. And I know what satisfying means to me, I guess. But not to you. Let's try another one. There are only two here. Blue widgets are simple to use. Or B, blue widgets are so user-friendly. Which of those is better, A or B? A or B? Blue widgets are simple to use, or blue widgets are so user-friendly? Which would be the stronger pull for you? I'm looking at the other screen too. See if I can see the comments. Okay. I don't know if you're writing anything in there. It seems to have. Anyway, all right. You'd go A, Aaron. Okay, that's interesting. Okay, Aaron would go A, and James would go B. Ah, we have a split jury here. Okay. Well, Aaron, do you want to say why you would go A? Because I would have gone B as well. There's only a tiny difference between those two sentences. And it is interesting because there is going to always be some subjectivity about this. So this is not science, it's art. But for me, user-friendly, it's the friendly part. It just conjures up a little more warmth than simple to use. Simple to use feels practical to me. If I was buying a tool from a DIY store, maybe simple to use if that said it on the packet. That might, I'm probably already halfway to buying it anyway, I guess. But if it's user friendly, okay. So at least they've thought about. To me, one of the reasons that was the word simple. Okay, yeah, I see that. Simple to use and user. Yeah, okay, yeah, that's interesting, Aaron. The word simple does it for you. Okay, that's totally valid. I absolutely get that, and that is interesting feedback. Okay, so yeah, all right. Well, let's yeah, that's really useful feedback. Let's move on. Let's. I want to get to the point because I want to be respectful of time. We're 22 minutes in. So the beautiful truth is this: people don't buy from you. They sell to themselves, right? But you've got to put them in the frame of mind where they want to. So even if, this old thing of, I've got to know, like, and trust you, but that's still their feeling. I don't know what know, like, or trust really means to anybody except me. So those are also nominalizations, even those words. And that's their emotional reinforcer for like, oh, that's Aaron, or that's James, or that's Trevor, and I liked what he said or did or had last time. So let's find out. That's what we do that with authors. We do it with actors. We do it with movie directors. We do it with brands of everything from food to shoes to everything else. Oh, that's another Hush Puppy. I love the last ones. They lasted me years. They're really comfortable. So that's the know, like, and trust, but it's our emotional response. It's not coming from you, but you can do more to engender and trigger it in more people. Aaron, user-friendly is worded towards all users and not the individual. And you think simple was worded towards the individual? They are pretty much the same, yeah. Friendly doesn't do it for me. Okay, yep, no, I take all those points, Aaron. That's absolutely, I like it. I like that line of argument as well. It's, yeah, we should sit around a table and we'll probably never completely agree, but that is very interesting feedback. And it just shows that I don't know what you sell or do, Aaron, but that's maybe your market for whatever you sell, or service or products you sell or do, would respond better to that phrasing rather than the one that I imagined in my mind would be the more powerful one. So it's interesting. Yep, you're never going to get it right for everybody all the time. Let's look at some examples from history. Let's look at some famous ones, right? So nominalizations, words that you can't put in a wheelbarrow, which means you have to go inside your head to say, what does it mean in my internal world? I don't know how old this particular version of this ad is, but it looks pretty ancient. But I remember things go better with Coke. Things go better with Coca-Cola. Things go better with Coke. I used to sing it on the adverts. It was a slogan they used for a very long time. So, where are the nominalization words there? Can you pick them out? Because you can put Coke in a wheelbarrow. But, I'll just see if you guys are commenting here. But you can't put things in a wheel. Well, you can put things in a wheelbarrow, but we don't know what things they are. So I've circled that one as well. Because things could mean anything. Circumstances. Things go better with Coke. What does it mean? And better? Better than what? Better than what? It's a comparative word, and there's nothing being compared. So I think that's a very good example. Here's another one. I couldn't even get the circles around it, really. The only word there, and this is not a political comment, by the way, not at all. This is a comment purely on the marketing, and we know where this guy ended up. So, make America great again. The only word in that slogan that isn't a nominalization is America. Who's making it? He? You? The voter? Him? And great is another comparative word. Great compared to what? And again is a really clever thing to put in there, because the implication is it's not great now, but it was before, at some time in the past, some unspecified time. So in order to respond to that slogan, if you're American and you're an American voter particularly, you would go inside your mind, oh yeah, I remember when America had this, that, and the other going on, and it would be great if we had that back again. So whatever that was that you just internally said to yourself, it could have been anything, right? But it's like, it used to be, I think it's inviting you, let's put it as mildly as that, to go into your mind and think of what's not so great in your life now that you feel American government, let's say, might be responsible for, and if you put this man in power, then you might have that back. That's that kind of implication. I mean, it is just such a clever slogan, and it worked, by the way. Right? So these are words that make you go internal to pick out your own experience, and as if you understood. When you can put it in a wheelbarrow, when it's a tangible physical thing, that's not a nominalization. A nominalization is a word for a concept. Fun, love. I'm in love. What are you in love with? A person? Somebody's latest musical hit? Apple sorbet? I mean, we say that about so many things, right? I'm in love. And we think when someone says that out loud that we understand what it means, but the only way we can understand what it means is by relating it to our own experience of what that is like. I've explained this before to people, and this may help, by saying, hey, what's it like to be weightless? Now, unless you've actually been into space or on one of those flights where they let you have that experience, which is, I'm going to guess, unlikely, because not many people have done it, you probably have no idea. So if I talk about it's like weightlessness, most people are not going to relate to that. They don't know what weightlessness is like. But because that's an experience that most of us have not had. Right? Now, I could also say it's like giving birth. And as a man, that ain't going to work either. If my target market is women, particularly mothers, then that's a metaphor that would work. So you need to pick and choose your experiences that you put in your sales copy. But this is how you adjust the words you use, the headlines you use, to make them so that if you say it is okay, so what do we have? We had blue widgets are simple to use. So if I say what you do with a blue widget is you pick up a hammer and you hit it 3 times like you would hit a nail going into a brick wall. Now there's absolutely, if you've ever picked up a hammer and hit a nail into a brick wall, you're actually going to judge in your own mind, well, that's not simple, that's hard work. Or maybe if you're a builder, oh, that's really easy to do, whatever. Right? But saying it's simple to use without specifying means that you, and certainly Aaron did, go into your own experience and go, okay, that makes me want it. It's simple to use. But simple like what? It could be simple like screwing the top on a jam jar, or it could be simple like driving a JCB digger, which is not simple unless you're a trained JCB digger driver. Right? So it's relative. Here's another one. Last one. Now this one is amazing because you know what it means. You know what it's about. Now this wouldn't have worked had the brand not been fairly well established with that tick logo. But given that this is advertising shoes, mostly, running shoes, that is amazing. There is nothing in that advert apart from that logo that lets you know what's going on. Stop dreaming, start working. What does that mean? But we know that they're all about motivation. Just do it, of course, being their famous slogan. This is Nike, of course, in case you didn't know that. So incredible. And so stop dreaming. All of those words really in that context are nominalizations. You have to imagine what that feels like, and the tick as well, and the logo is designed to make you want it. And this was a very successful advert, I'm assured. So I didn't see it over here. So this is where I'm going to wrap things up for today. I hope that's been helpful, and feel free to comment in the box. And also, share this video around, share it around, the broadcast around. So what I'm going to invite you to do is not going to cost you any money at all, is to join my brand new Facebook group. It's called Wise Marketing. And you can get there by just going to trevoremden.com/wise. I don't even think you need to worry about the HTTPS. I think if you just type into your browser bar, don't search it, but if you type into the browser bar at the top, trevoremden.com/wise, and I will, I posted in there earlier today, what you can see on the right there, that image is the first part of, I think it's a 4 or 5 page document where I've written out, there's lots more examples in there than I've given you here today, and a lot more background about how to use these hypnotic words. So the idea of the Facebook group is that I will be in there, and you can be, one of the first. So we're going to lift the lid on ingenious marketing ideas, look underneath the hood, as it were, so that we get the ideas behind the ideas, the ideas behind the techniques, really. Ingenious marketing ideas, original thinking to inspire you. We'll have some, Aaron, we're going to have some great conversations in there, man, if you're still here. Okay, so we can debate this ongoing, if you like, inside of the group. Helpful support, I'm there to. I'll be there. I'm in the UK, so I'm not. Obviously, I sleep. For Americans, I sleep at completely the wrong time of day. But I'm online pretty much 7 days a week, most weeks, for some part of the day. So helpful support with your marketing issues and that kind of stuff. We can talk in there and chat. Matchless peer group. Well, that's starting up. We've got to start somewhere, and we're starting right here. So please join the group. So just be one of the first for near exclusive access. So in fact, if you are the first, for as long as you're the first, you will have exclusive access to the group and me. So please join that. It's trevoremden.com/wise. The PDF is inside there waiting for you. All you've got to do is download it. It's free, and obviously so is the group. So I hope that's been helpful. I'm going to come out of the slides and just come back on camera so that I can see more or less what you can see, and then if you have any questions or anything you want to say while I'm still here, then I'll be happy to hang around and debate with you, do my best to answer you. And if not, then we'll call this a wrap. So, I'm here. I have coffee, so I'm okay for a while. Okay. I'm just watching the time delay, because now I can see me drinking the coffee. So, all right. So I'm gonna guess, because I think, yeah. Okay. So if you watch the recording of this, then you can obviously still comment. I will still be checking back in from time to time, and please feel free to share the video if it's been helpful to you. Hope it has. This is my first of the Wise Marketing broadcasts, so I hope I wasn't too all over the place. The technology slightly threw me to begin with, but we seem to have made it in the end. Anyway, so do you have your coffee in a coffee mug? Look, there it is. It's best quality ceramic, black. I have it black. Okay, so God, people are just so invasive, aren't they, these days? They want to know everything about your life. No, it's good to have you here. Thank you so much for coming and for giving up some of your time. And I know it's a precious commodity. So thank you so much. I am going to sign this off, and see you next week, hopefully. By the way, if you've got any suggestions for a topic that you want me to put together for one of these little broadcasts, let me have them. I'll do my best. Marketing related. Okay, see you soon. Thanks for coming. Bye.